Chinese capital. And we're now at the Experience Beijing activity for the sports competition for the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. I'm standing right now in the Olympic Green or the Olympic Park to the world. This is sort of like the National Mall. This is a really huge place, themed with the sports venues. For example, take a look at that building in the distance. This is one of the 5 major competition venues for the 2022 Winter Games. This is called previously it was known as the water cube, but now it's transformed into the ice cube, and curling would be the top sports event will be held there. And take a look, that building in the distance behind these trees. That is a national stadium where the opening and the concluding ceremony of the 2008 Summer Games were once held. And into this place, there is a big tower, and on the big screen, and it shows the countdown to the 2022 Winter Games. It shows there are altogether 308 days left to the 2022 Winter Games. And into the distance, there are on some other sports venues. For example, the National Speed Skating Oval, also known as the ice ribbon, also in this area. So this place is really famous, and also the core area of the 2022 Winter Games. Now, back in the February, we just finished the testing programs in Zheng in Hebei province, and that is a snow competition zone, and also Yanqing district is one of the other snow competition zones. But here in Beijing, in April the 1st, from yesterday, the 10-day event, which is called the Experience Beijing for the 2022 Winter Games, will be held. And this time, it will be the first ever ice testing programs conducted. Now we're entering the National Indoor Stadium. And back in the year 2008, some other games were conducted here. For example, the gymnastic and also the trampoline were once held here. This is really gigantic indoor stadium. But during the past 1 to 2 years, it was completely transformed into a different one. Now, a very famous sports event, ice event, will be conducted here. Let's come closer. Take a look. And we're going to meet Mr. Harold Springfeld, one of the international staff working here. Hey, good to see you. Good morning. I'm Yibing. So, Mr. Harold, we're curious about what you're doing here in this stadium.
Okay, so I'm working as an advisor for ice hockey and para ice hockey for the for the Beijing Olympic Winter Games, and so my task is to work with our team members, only focusing on sport. We provide different services to the athletes when they come into the venue, when they go on the ice, when they leave the venue. And we are also preparing for the game. So my job is to help my colleagues to ensure that everything goes smooth.
Wow, that's a great job. So we're seeing some kind of the teams are working here in the field, in the ice rink. And what are these teams? Where they're from, and what are they doing? What's the plan during this event?
So this is a team what we have invited to be part of the Experience Beijing series we make here with the organizing committee. Right now they have a so-called pre-game practice in which they come to the venue in the morning, make the ice practice, make the last adjustments for the game, warm up a little bit, and then they should be ready for the evening. They play a game tonight at 10 minutes after 9.
Okay, so each day there's the testing schedule here would be really, really busy, and especially your job. Last night I talked with you, and you worked and really late, almost until the midnight. So what about the other things? Because we know that you are also one of the athletes previously for Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. You were the expert, but also you're not only the amateur, but you're also the professional in the ice hockey. So can you show us something about this sports event? Because it's totally new for many Chinese audiences.
Yeah. So I would say it's the best sport in the world. I mean, everybody will say this about his own sport, but what you see here is the fastest team sport in the world. The puck flies around and is getting shoot around with over 100 kilometers per hour towards the net. And so this makes the the sport very attractive because they need to work with their skates, with their feet. They also need to have a good coordination with the hand, and of course they need to think very quick because it's a very fast game, fast-paced. It's a physical game. We will also have a lot of body contact and body checks. And yes, I had the possibility to play by myself as a professional back home in Austria.
Okay.
Now I would say I'm very privileged to have this opportunity to stay in the business, making the preparation for all of the athletes, the best athletes who are coming. And yeah, so I will do my best, but my part is really to work with the team to make my Chinese colleagues ready because they need to run the tournament in the background.
Okay, so I see you bring some kind of equipment for the ice hockey. Can you show us?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So first I would like to start with a special skate here. So they are very light, so they have a special steel on the bottom. It's called runner, in which it works like this. So when this runner is on the ice melts, and this enables the athlete simply to skate. And so it's absolutely lightweight. And as you can see, the players are really relatively quick on the ice. This is what they need to
I
have.
got a question. So we know the figure skating, the short track, the skating, and also the fast tracking, and also the other, for example, the karting, the people who use the different shoes. So this one is the sharpest one, right?
I would say all of them are sharp from their perspective. What is the very special one in the ice hockey skate? So the shape is a little bit different. So there's only a small piece where the athlete is actually on the ice. This makes it possible that he can turn relatively quick. If he go more towards the forwards direction, he put a lot of pressure to the ice, and this is why he can skate in every different direction.
Sure. What about the other equipments?
There's a lot. So it's first of all, I would like to say to our audience here that ice hockey is a very safe sport.
Very safe.
Very safe. So it's all of them. These are high quality products. They do not break when a puck is hit. So this is part of the sheen pad. So the athletes put it on over here, and they put basically a sock on this sheen pad. I can try it if you want with you.
Okay,
yeah?
sure.
Okay.
Let me try. So I ski a lot during the winter time, but for the skating I only tried it when I was a little kid on the cement ground. Just 10 years ago. Well, this is really.
Yeah.
I'll finish it. So I feel that it's quite safe and very protective.
Yeah, you can also take it out, no problem.
It's sort of like the armor.
So this is also why kids like to play, because they feel like one of these superstars, the superhero, you know. So
yes.
This is why nothing can hurt them.
Yes.
And, I mean, you can go down on the knee right now.
Okay.
You will not feel anything, so it can be
sure.
faster. Stay in this position. Yeah. Or I can give you also the shoulder pad if you want.
I saw it. Sure. Yes, of course. Okay. Oh.
So, and what you need to go through this with the hand, just put the hand through it.
It's not that difficult, but when I'm putting on these equipments, I feel like the warrior.
Yeah, it is. Definitely it is. This is why the kids like to play.
Yes.
They feel like the superheroes. Nothing can hurt them.
Yeah, the superheroes.
Goalkeeper has basically a very special equipment because he needs to be protected of the pucks. And yeah, so this is what everybody very like. And finally, I mean, you just wear now a little bit of this equipment, but this is how the helmet looks like. I made it big.
Oh, so I need to take off my glasses.
Yeah.
Well, this is really a different feeling, sort of like the warrior. I'll just take a look what I'm looking at. But I think before I go on the ice rink, I take a long time to practice. Yeah. Thank you so much for the sharing of these. This is really interesting. Okay, so we want to know something more about this testing event of the Experience Beijing. So can I just take it out? Okay, thank you. Please help me.
Sorry.
How many years you've been practicing the ice hockey?
So the preparation started a very long time ago. In fact, this venue, as we stay here right now, was used in 2008.
2008.
2008 for the
Okay.
Summer Olympics. So this FOP, field of play as we call it, this is where gymnastics happened. So the big task was basically to transform this venue from a summer venue to a winter Olympic venue.
Olympics.
So what we did, the floor down there was 60 centimeter lower because we were required to put in a refrigeration system that we can make here the ice. So we built about a very 60 centimeter of concrete, put in the refrigeration system. So right now we can say it worked very well. So we have good temperatures on the ice surface, and this is basically the first time where we really see this venue in operational mode.
So can you show us the round?
Around,
Okay.
sure. One piece I forgot.
Oh, one piece.
To show you because probably the most important piece. This is the puck. Yeah, it's made of rubber. As you can see, it's very smooth on the surface, and it goes really very quick.
Really quick. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll show you around a little bit.
Okay. So how can I? I began to love this sport, and because this is a testing event. But after the testing event, definitely I want to go somewhere to have a try.
You are hardly invited. We feel that there's a big enthusiasm going on now across China to work here and to try to be an ice hockey.
This is quite noisy. We just walk through. This is quite like the real event. I heard that in May Day there's going to be the competition in May Day, right?
I did not understand the question acoustically.
Okay. So the music.
Just let me try this to make it.
The music is on. I can also already feel the atmosphere of the competition.
Yeah.
And now they're doing the exercises. And during the May Day today, there would be the competition. Who would compete in the competition?
Yeah. So in fact, we invited to both venues, National Indoor Stadium and also Wukesong Sports Center, 4 teams to participate in this activity. There are several scenarios we really would like to test. One, of course, is how the FOP works and how we are prepared. It's number one priority, the ice quality. Then we have also different scenarios for teams moving back and forward. Today we have a very busy day because we have 3 games. So we start at 12 and finish late night around midnight. After the last game has been played, one team is moving to Wukesong back again, and another one is coming. So it's basically, we call it a Category 5 monster day because we start very early, really very early, and finish late. But this is how the Olympics will be. This is for what we prepare. I would say we are on a good way to go. With some small adjustments, I think the athletes get provided with a very perfect environment here in Beijing.
Harold, I get a question. It's about there are altogether 5 competition venues in the city of Beijing. There are for the figure skating, and also the speed skating, and also the curling, and also the ice hockey. But there are 2 venues for the ice hockey. So what's the difference between the National Indoor Stadium and also Wukesong Gymnasium?
Yeah. So compared to other disciplines, I think here in National Indoor Stadium we have the biggest capacity. So it's about 18,000 people which fit in the venue. In Wukesong we have 16,000 people possible. From the setup, from the FOP, from the dressing room, everything needs to be the same because we just provide one standard to the athletes, and this is the highest possible standard what we need to have to fulfill all these regulations, what we need to fulfill. And so everything looks the same, but also the operations are completely the same. We know exactly how many pucks are at which time, at which place, how many towels we need to provide to the athletes, how many water bottles, how the access control works. So there's not much difference in the operations. the look is a little bit different.
So let's walk a little around. And I got another question because you are from Austria, and it's one of the key spots for the winter sport, especially for the winter games. So what do you think the development in China, I mean the winter sport, especially in recent years, what's the comparison and the outlook?
Yeah, so I mean I have the privilege to come from Innsbruck. It's my hometown. They organized 2 times the Winter Olympic Winter Games in 64 and 76, and also in 2012 it was the first time where they organized the Youth Olympic Winter Games. And still people just come to go to the venues to experience a little bit the feeling. So after that, I'm sure that many people want to come to Beijing to see a little bit. And the very impressive one is the directions the central government take in this one, the 300 million winter sports plan, in which they try to engage really a lot of people, 300 million. This is probably the biggest difference between smaller countries and China. So China can do very big. So with the right necessary development programs, I will say they can be on the top in future if they really take this opportunity right now.
Okay, so another question is how many international staff working here in this stadium?
Yeah. Right, so from the sport perspective, it is 2. We have one chief ice maker. He just takes care about the FOP and the ice quality, working with the drivers who drive the ice resurfacing machines, and then it is me. From the other functional areas, I think that's about it. So they have some consultants working from somewhere, but I'm living here full time. And since 3.5 years, I'm also married to a Chinese. So this gives me also the possibility to give something back to China. Because I met many new friends. I have a very nice Chinese family. And so now I have the opportunity to really give this back to China. And I will do my best that this will be successful.
Okay, you know what? I'm a reporter from CGTN. And after this test event, because you're really busy, you only have 20 minutes here and during the break and to introduce something about this national indoor stadium and also ice hockey. And after this, I'm going to have the package about your life and your work here. And good to meet you here, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for coming. And I hope we really see a lot of people watching the games here. And especially when we have the 2022 Olympic Winter Games and the Paralympic Winter Games, that you really come to the venue and see what is ice hockey about. It is really fast and a very nice sport for everybody.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Harold Springfeld, and an expat working in a national indoor stadium. Thank you.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, because we're doing the live streaming in China National Indoor Stadium where the ice hockey for the 2022 Winter Games will be held. Well, today, the ongoing exercise and also tests is part of the program which is called the Testing Program Experience Beijing. It's the first ice testing program conducted before the upcoming games. And this is only the start. And back in February, the snow testing competition were concluded in Beijing's Yanqing district and also Zhengjiakou city in Hebei province. And now the ice program already begins. And now we're walking inside the national stadium after saying goodbye to our international expert working inside the stadium. And we're going to meet another person who is a technical manager, especially in communication sector, whose name is Yang Haiying. And she's celebrating her birthday just today. And we're going to meet her. 哎，海英你好，很高兴见到你啊！我们知道你今天还在过着生日呢，啊，在这个百忙之中啊，就是我们想简单的问一下你，就是在我们这个场馆当中，在这个训练包括比赛过程当中，有怎么样的一些背后的一些这个支持工作，你们正在做着。So we are going to ask you something about the efforts besides the testing itself, the competition itself. What efforts you've been made during this process? What kind of technical support you provided to all these teams, athletes?
比如说像那个我们技术是整个赛事的最基础的运行上的一个保障，然后 您所看到的这个场馆内的大屏两端的端屏，还有您上面能看到的这个计分和场边区的计分，这个都是由技术这块负责的。然后包含您现在看到那一圈所有的黑色的架子，这些是科技冬奥落地的一个项目，是 VR。
Okay, so let me brief our audiences right now. 那我给观众我们来解释一下啊。那杨海静 is one of the technical supporters here, is a manager here. She's showing us some kind of the technologies they've been providing to this sports venue, National Indoor Stadium, where the ice hockey is being held. And looking to the dome of this stadium, there's a big screen, and also the scoring screen, all these things is supported by their team. And also I heard from Yang Haijing, there is a VR facilities provided here. So what about the details? Let me ask her. 海静，我们知道你刚刚说到这一块有这个 VR 的一些这个设备啊，是怎么样的一些设备？它是起到什么样的一些作用呢？给我们做一个介绍。
其实就是在这个场馆的这一圈设立了咱们的摄像，然后呢是综合多角度的摄像，呈现咱们对于 VR 的一些体验。就让眼睛可以看到更加立体或
你就说的话，这些有一些这个多角度的一些这个视角。So they're providing the VR facilities to provide a multi-angle to the audiences during the broadcast. But where can we find them? Can you show us? 在什么地方可以看到呢？给我们展示一下吧。
就是现在
我们让我们的摄像老师也跟着我们一块儿这个把那个视角转向这个位置。So let our video cameraman to turn the angle closer to the VR facilities.
就是这一侧的那个您黑色的架子上面都有咱们的摄像头，然后也有网络信号，然后还有就是通过视频的传播，然后进行一个最终的终端的成像。
I see. There are multiple lenses there. It's sort of like the bulletin in the Matrix, right? 是不是有点像我们在《黑客帝国》这个电影当中看到的那个子弹时间呢？就是我们看到了最近有很多的一些这个体育赛事啊，就是比如说我们的这个运动员在运动当中突然一下那个镜头进行了一个360度的一个转弯。So it's sort of like the angle of the bulletin in the film Matrix. And also recently we saw in the broadcaster of the sports event some kind of the athletes, they would use the 360 degree to show their angles. 是这样子的吗？
对，相当于也是那种就是类似于多角度一个完整性全方面的一个成像，然后有点类似于360度的一个成像的一个体验，然后主要是展现的形式是 VR 眼镜的这种方式，然后这上您看到的虽然只是一个设备，但实际上上面还有科技冬奥另一个落地项目是比如说云转播。也是现在的咱们类似于跟这个媒体也是相关的嘛，然后也是一种转播的新形式。
OK，
然后还有场边可能还涉及。
Okay, so Haijing just introduced some part of the technologies used in the broadcasting, communication, and the technical sectors inside the national stadium where the ice hockey event will be held. And she mentioned about the VR facilities that it's going to provide the multiple angles, especially the special angles for the audiences, even at home, sitting at home wearing the VR facilities to view the competition inside the stadium. And also, there is a cloud computing and cloud broadcasting. This is really modern of the art because we know that in this round of the testing, this is going to be the focus. 那我们都知道，在这一轮测试当中呢，这其实也是非常重要的一个环节，对吧？好，那还有一些什么东西可以给我们做一些这个介绍呢？
就是您所看到的，就是刚刚这个区域，这是整个媒体到时候会采访的区域。然后上面呢，因为这回测试赛是我们正赛的，就是按正赛级别的去一个最重要的一个保障，然后等于技术这口属于是全要素的一个演练嘛。然后我们对应于媒体设置了有线、无线还有频率信号的多层的这种传播的方式进行一个测试。
And also inside the stadium, around this skating, the rink, there are a lot of wires for supporting the broadcasting. And this time, they're going to show the 4K, at least 4K resolution, the image, and also the 8K. So the technical part is really important. 那我想知道一下，就是除了这些内容之外的话，还有一些什么样的一些活动区域呢？可以给我们大家展示一下呢？就 so beside this area, what other areas you can show to us?
整个场边这个 FOB 区，两边都是有咱们的那个媒体摄影区域，然后这一片就是观众坐席嘛，然后呢，保障的其实对于我们来说就是信号什么的啊。然后您所看到抬头上面的那个设备，也是现在的叫做冰面投影，是为了整个赛事更加绚丽多彩，更能呈现更好的赛事所设立的。
Okay, so because we are, ladies and gentlemen, we're holding the live streaming inside the national. We can take a look at that one. This is also part of the testing because they're testing the medical staff. And once during the sports event, there somebody fell ill, they would take that person for the emergency treatment. So this is part of the testing itself. 我们看到刚才这个场地里边有这个临时的紧急的这种救护队啊，那么这个在赛事当中的话，也都是一种支持，对吧？
对，因为冰球其实还是一个比较激烈的項目嘛，然后其实在醫療或者各方面都可能要比別的要保障得更加緊急、更加全面一點。
I see that Zheng is a technical manager, especially communication expert here, working here, and she said the ice hockey is really intense sports event. So there must be the very comprehensive and a thorough protection to the athletes and also to the spectators. Because I noticed outside on both sides of the skating rink, there are nets. It's protecting the audience's right. 这个两端的这个网其实也是为了保护这个观众，对吧？
对，因为这正好是球门嘛，球面射击的方向，然后球打得很激烈就会出现这个很多他们冰球为什么穿那么厚重的，就是因为会磕碰嘛，然后伤害都是很严重的。
Yes, just a few minutes ago when I talked with Mr. Harold Spinfeld and he showed me the armor because that is to serve the purpose of protection is really important. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing the live streaming of the inside the National Indoor Stadium. Joining me now is our special guest who is working here as a technical support and manager, especially in communication. We just been talking about the technical support here, and also because I have this badge. This badge is really special. It's because I'm not authorized broadcaster, so I'm not allowed to go inside that rink, but we can take a look at this angle. And after this, Haijing will take us inside this building and to the media section, and we'll take a look in that part. 那么接下来呢，我们带我们去一下吧。好的。Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing the live streaming inside the National Indoor Stadium where the ice hockey competition will be held. If you have any questions, just leave us through the Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And also, we will let the expert to answer your questions. So we'll go down this aisle, and during this period, we're going to show you a video clip. Oh, please. welcome back. Welcome back, and now we're in the out of the media section. Joining me now is our special guest, Yang Haiying, who's working here as a technical supporter for the National Indoor Stadium. And Haiying, can you show us something about the media section of this National Indoor Stadium? 给我们展示一下，那么国家体育馆里边的这个媒体区吗？
可以。大家所看到的右手边这间房间就是咱们的摄影工作媒体间。然后大家进来看一下。
Well, this is a section for the video cameraman and also the photographer. And during the 2022 Winter Games, the video cameraman and they would be working here. They would put their devices and also all kind of the facilities here. And we can see some kind of the epidemic prevention facilities, like this disinfect gel sanitizer in this building. 你好，您在这边工作已经多长时间了呢？可以问一下吗？ How long have you been working here?
就是第二天，因为我们是志愿者。
有多长时间呢？
有2天了，今天是正式上岗的第2天。
Okay, so for the 10-day sports testing event, they've been working here for 2 days. This is the 2nd day. Thank you so much for the efforts. Thank you. And we heard for this upcoming 2022 Winter Games. There are a lot of protective measures because the epidemic, the COVID-19, is still ongoing. And we heard in the future, even next year, when the Winter Games is held, and there would be special protective measures for the reporting. 就是即便是在明年2月份和3月份举行这个冬奥会和冬残奥的时候，我们说记者去采访运动员的时候，也要采取一些特别的措施。您可以给我们展示一下吗？
就是这次测试活动还是在这个疫情的大形势下嘛，
对。
然后对应于进场的所有人员都要保证，首先是要打疫苗嘛，咱们的疫苗保障。其次还有在我们进场之前都做了核酸的这个检测。然后呢，但是进场的时候，您看现场的这个，我们会在桌子上有这个防疫的区隔。
I see. So before they enter the walking zone, they have injected the vaccine and also taken the acid test, nucleic acid test. And even inside this working area, besides, they would use the protective glasses to separate the working space. 我还有一些，我记得好像在采访的时候呢，也会有一些这个特殊的一些这个设置，是吧？你给我们展示那个区域。So inside this area, there is a special place for the interviews after the test competition. Even in the year 2022, when the Winter Olympics and the Paralympic Games will be held, they'll still be using this kind of the facilities. So Yang Haiying, the technical supporter here, is going to show us.
Welcome.
你好，你好，哎， Good to see you. Across this corridor, we're entering another arena.
咱们现在所在的区域是新闻的混采区，然后您现在所看到这个地面走的这个通道是记者媒体所走的通道，在这个区隔的那一面，就您看现在底下地面也能区隔出来，那面是运动员走的渠道，就是为了防疫要求嘛，有一个区隔，也是保护咱们双方的一个方式。然后实现通话和采访的方式，主要是您看到了两端的立麦。
Okay, so let me explain to our audience. So this area you can see from the screen. This space is separated by the glass walls. And on my side is reporters, cameramen, and video cameramans. They were doing the interview to the other part. During the competition, during the test, even in the year 2022, the athletes after the competition, they were standing the other part, and we're talking to each other using this kind of facilities because this is still the time when the epidemic is still ongoing. 那么还有一些什么样的一些这个东西我们介绍呢？
就是比如您看到这个是因为麦克风是收音的嘛，然后放音的方式就是相当于从这一端咱们进行收音，然后从外端就是运动员那一侧进行放音，也就是从这端咱们说的话，那边是靠音响的方式放出去，然后那边也是同样的方式，通过技术的手段实现两边正常的沟通，然后这样 这个阻隔就是减少大家这些收音和采访上的一些问题。
So very serious, very serious and very formal, very strict measures they've been taking. For example, they were using the amplifier to enlarge the voices of both the reporters and also the athletes and let them talk to each other. During this time, the prevention measures for the epidemic control is really important. So that is what they are doing right now in the National Indoor Stadium in the media section. And thank you so much, Haiying, because we know that you are still celebrating your birthday. I'm going to say happy birthday again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing the live streaming inside the National Indoor Stadium where the ice hockey competition will be held. And this kind of the Experience Beijing competition facilities is holding towards from the April 1st to the 10th. It's gonna lasting for 10 days, and we're gonna go inside all 5 major sports competition venues inside the city of Beijing. They are the Blue Ribbon where the speed skating will be held, and the curling will be held in the ice cube in the neighboring places. So we're going to say, please stay tuned, and we're going to show you more. And there is a very cute robot inside this corridor, and this is transferring the facilities, materials, and documents to other people. This is a really interesting place. And we're going to show you something more this afternoon, and also during the days to come until the test program on the ice competition venues in Beijing is finished by the April the 10th. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time in the Ice Cube.